In Lesson 1, the focus for students is creating a foundation of their content knowledge so they can investigate, create, and communicate their digital technologies for their assessment. Introducing the language associated with using the Spheroball and other digital technologies, as well as creating an understanding on what safe and ethical use of ICT looks like, paves the way for students to have a greater understanding of coding and computational thinking. The end of the lesson plays a critical role in students' learning as they begin to experience what coding a Spheroball and what using their computational thinking looks like in action. By setting only safe and ethical expectations for their use of the Spheroball, at the end of the lesson, students are only limited to their technological knowledge. Their exploration, creation in small groups with the Spheroball should show an expansion in their content and technological knowledge, which will allow them to progress more in the following lessons. This lesson also explores other areas of the curriculum, including English, Maths, and creating with ICT.
Lesson 2 has the main focus on building upon the foundational skills they have already learned in the previous lesson and creating a deeper understanding of technologies. In this lesson, the students will understand how when they are using the robots, they must give precise instructions or else it will not understand what to do. The children will have to create their own steps for their partner, who is pretending to be the robot, to follow, and use trial and error to understand how the robots work. This task is to show the students that robots will only do what you tell them to do and nothing else, so exact directions is necessary. This activity will show the children that coding can be shown in different formats, such as using directions on a piece of paper, which follows on the Australian curriculum. This lesson explores other learning areas, including English, as the children have to write down their directions and comprehend the text given to them in the instructions.
In Lesson 3, students' knowledge on coding will be enhanced. Students will be given the opportunity to participate in hands-on collaborative work by exploring the idea of directions using a robotic device. This lesson requires students to work in groups to generate ideas and plan solutions to get the Spheroball from A to B. Students will also use the decomposition method of computational thinking to find solutions of getting the Spheroball from A to B. Students will also use the algorithm design method to plan a list of step-by-step instructions to get the Spheroball from A to B. In coming up with solutions, students will collaborate together to plan a sequence of steps and instructions. Students will use keywords such as right, left, north, south, up, down. For example, move 3 squares north, move 2 squares right. Alongside this and connecting to STEM of mathematics, students will draw a grid map to show a detailed diagram of the positions and pathways the Spheroball will go. After students have planned, they will put their plan into action and use the iPad app to direct the Spheroball.
In this final lesson, the children will be assessed on what knowledge they have gathered and be put to the test to show their coding skills, using the previous content knowledge that the students have learned and associating them to the Spheroball. This lesson will finalise what the children know about coding and have set up the basis for their next technology sessions. Assessing the children's knowledge of what they have learned is critical to continue the development of their skills. They will now know the basis of one of the ways to work with coding. This lesson also has cross-curricular areas, including STEM, mathematics, as well as English. There is a heavy focus on critical and creative thinking as the children in this lesson have been transferred all their knowledge into a new content and must organize the code and process the information before being tested on it.